almost died. So,
Yeah, I'm
wasn't like
back.
it was super.
Yeah, there were some technical things that I could have done that would have made it harder.
Yeah.
But I only realized them more toward the end, and I didn't want to be like a weird retroactive kind of thing. So I'll probably just make it later that if they show up, which she probably will, it will be harder.
See, I like the thing.
Yeah. If we're talking about like the fight that we just went through, yeah, no, that was a very good balance. It took a long time, but yeah, it was very, very good in regards to what they were dishing out and what we were.
Yeah.
I mean, especially at this level, level 4, they were higher than our challenge rating and everything. That was good.
And for that reason, probably at the end of the next session, depending on how much you guys get done, you'll probably get another level. We'll see.
There's no way you should be able to level up that soon. I mean,
yeah, it typically the milestones actually are every other session until level I think 7, and then it's every other session.
It depends, I mean, if we're doing milestones, it's up to the DM's decision. And we did kill 2 hags that were above our level.
3 hags. Yeah. Well, 2 almost 3.
Yeah, we almost.
Yeah, I get that's like a significant.
I mean, every other session is a really good pace.
It's also what the adventure calls for in terms of what you're going up against. But we're not quite there yet, and I get to gauge it. I get to say like, next time do we get a level, or is it the next time after that? Or partway through or whatever. And I like being able to say rather than having it happen whenever based on like experience.
Yeah, I mean, you need like a couple of sessions to get used to new things. I guess not at level 4 because I think every class just gets a stat increase, right?
Besides cleric.
Yeah, everybody gets an ASI.
And like maybe one spell slot up.
Yeah, and it's not a lot. Level 5 is one of the better levels. Because oftentimes you get like a main feature. All the martial classes get like an extra attack.
I don't even.
It's gonna be big for somebody.
Yeah,
like
5 is the big one.
Like Bior is gonna get 2 attacks a turn.
So does that mean I get 3 attacks?
I don't know about you. I have to look at Bloodhunters. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how that.
I think bards actually have a pretty weak level 5 compared to the others.
Actually, yeah, I looked at Bloodhunters do get an extra attack, and then you're right about that. It would be 3 total attacks, but you can't make 2 attacks with a pistol in a round, so it'd be like short sword, pistol.
Right.
All right, now I'm looking at bar.
Oh, they get 3rd level spells, which is okay, but other than that, it's just a bardic inspiration improvement, which is pretty weak.
Yeah, and you get Fontsman inspiration, which is nice, and then you get all your bardic inspirations.
Don't your cantrips get better on level 5?
I mean, I don't have any offensive cantrips, so.
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's true. You also everybody gets the proficiency bonus raised by 1, which is always nice.
And I think my crimson die damage goes up too, so it's a D6 instead. So that's.
Are we waiting on
I think everybody's
Stu, or
I haven't heard Stu talk in a while.
I've been here.
Oh,
alright,
no,
guys.
no, there's
I'm
something
gonna
else.
say my goodbyes now.
Oh, okay, bye.
See you next week.
Yeah, he needs to leave, so he's gonna leave during the break. We'll see you next time, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, we'll let you know in Discord if we encounter something else massive and menacing.
Yeah, excellent.
While you're gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Best of luck.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Take care, man.
Yeah.
You too.
We'll see you next week, Marcel. Yeah.
Oh, that's every time. That is a hard name to remember, but.
Yeah, he goes by Marcel or Don.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
his
Marcel's
character's
easy
name.
for me to remember because it sounds kind of like Mark. So.
Oh, who would have thought?
No, I get Font of Inspiration as well, which is sort of like a low-level counterspell, I guess.
Font of Inspiration, as far as I know, is every time when you short rest, you get all your inspirations back,
Is it?
rather than it being a long rest.
Found.
It's just nice that you can use them really liberally.
Well, at this point, I'm going to, I'm gonna try to coax the kids, be like, "Hey, yeah, I'm cool. Don't be scared of the giant minotaur." And I'll try to carry both of them
And then
on each shoulder as we move on to Wallachia.
Skipping along as you encounter a horde of Minotaur pirates raiding the countryside, menacing the land. Yeah, don't be scared. They're just Minotaurs.
Yeah, this like super pirate tattooed up minotaur. But it is a soft spot for kids because pirates aren't gonna. If anything, pirates would have used kids as like powder monkeys or something.
Yeah.
Gain all of your expended uses of inspiration when you finish them. I thought I
try to.
Wait a second, I thought I already restored all my inspirations after a long rest.
I mean, you do always end after a long rest, but it's after a short rest on.
I mean, this one says long rest in the description, so what the hell?
It says you gain a short or long. It's just saying that you can. It's not just short rests.
Oh yeah, it does. Also, yes. Okay, you're right. You are correct. Absolutely correct.
Just normally.
I was wrong.
Before we leave here,
yeah,
I try to stuff all the non-evil provisions from this building into our chest that we have in the cart.
I mean, you already got everything valuable. Everything else in there is just going to be like.
I mean, just like food.
Shitty food. I mean, yeah, but you guys already have enough food in terms of rations and everything. If you want to, it's going to be hard to fit yourselves in it.
I mean,
no.
This is going to be kind of tight in terms of it.
I didn't know if we fit or had enough after the kids ate or whatever.
No, they're fine on the rations for now. They ate both of them like immediately.
Okay. All right, then I'm good.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to get some more rations anyway.
So. Yeah, if you want to, you could put together some rations. I'll say that altogether you can find 10 rations worth of food here.
Ooh.
And you can distribute amongst yourselves however you want.
Okay. I mean, I guess we
Yeah, if I could get my 4 rations back to put me back at 10.
I'm currently on 4 myself. That's only a prediction of how many rations I've used, so...
He can have the ones my ration to get his 4 back.
Okay, so
get 2.
Yeah, 4 to Bior and 2 to everybody else.
Except for
you.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Some games don't even. Some games don't even.
We don't
care
really
about
use
the
them here, except for mostly for roleplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's up to your discretion, like, depending on how long we travel or whatnot. If you just say subtract 1 ration, and if we don't have a ration, you can give us fatigue or something. But that's ultimately the DM's discretion on rations.
Yeah, it's very rare that would happen. It'd be like prison or something or whatever. But in these cases, it's been fine. The land is shitty, but it's not so shitty that you can't like find edible food.
Forage for berries.
Yeah. All right. So, you guys heading out to Vallaki, or are you heading back to Barovia Village?
Yeah. I'm gonna carry the kids out on my shoulders, and then I'm gonna set them down outside the windmill, and I'm gonna motion with my hand to stay put, and I'm gonna light a torch, and I'm gonna go to the top floor of the windmill and ignite as much combustibles as I can with the torch, and then move down a floor, do the same.
Yep.
Then move down to the bottom floor and do the same.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay.
So if no one stops him from doing so, he's gonna be burning down the entire windmill.
Oh no, I encourage him the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it essentially then becomes like this empty sort of silo, like a stone cylinder.
Yeah, stone
as he does
husk.
As he does it, I just help the kids to the cart.
Yeah.
Sit admiring his work.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they want to go to
Alright.
Barovia, so...
Yeah, are you going? Are we going to go back to Barovia Village, or are we going to head forward to Valaki?
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
about twice as far to Barovia from maybe even it's more than that. It's like 2.5 times.
Yeah, I've already told Cole that we might want to go to Valaki and, get them temporary, if not permanent, housing there. And, we can all go shop.
Yeah, and I was going to suggest to Chris that one would know of resources for orphans and the like in Valaki,
I mean...
being one themselves. So
Yeah.
Oh! I
you'd be
know,
able to
no...
help the kids out.
I mean, I grew up on the streets, so I was not in an orphanage, but okay.
No, I meant as an urchin. I mean, you're gonna find other similar kids in similar situations.
Oh, sure.
You're gonna know how to get through the area. You're gonna know where you can get food. You're gonna know who's bad and who's good.
Yeah,
All that
get
kind
him
of
in
shit.
a either gang.
Yeah.
Either way, you would be able to help them somehow.
Oh,
As
absolutely.
And you know the city more than anybody else.
I like give them some tips on how to survive in case they get in trouble and they're alone, I guess.
Yeah, I don't have to look and see if Milwaukee itself has any like orphanages or anybody that would take care of them.
I mean, this would be temporary because I
Yeah.
assume at some point we're going to go back to Barovia and take it, since they expressed it.
Sure, let's just drop them on an orphanage tent and run away. Your problem now.
Yeah, you know, there's like a church there. There's inns. There's a mansion.
I'll drop them
there's-
off at the same church where his son died. It's like, you wanted children, right? Here you go. It's a replacement.
Let's go ahead and just head
Yeah.
out to Valaki, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And roll for random encounter and
Yeah,
go from there.
I hope it doesn't happen, but we'll roll anyway and see what happens.
During our time at the windmill, would I have been able to make a potion? I
Yeah,
don't have to
Yeah.
sleep since I'm an elf. I just have to transfer
yeah,
hours.
you
so-
totally 100% could make a potion.
Okay.
You can add one to your.
I will take away 25 gold.
Yeah.
Who doesn't have a potion?
I don't.
Now, I don't think Bior has one
I
anymore.
got one.
Yeah, I'll give 25 gold to. Well, I mean, how does that work?
He's deducting. I think he has the ingredients, and he paid for the ingredients. And when he
Yeah, I knowing
the potion-
knowing
makes the
Cole
potion.
and how he makes potions and whatnot, I'll comp him the 25 gold if he'll give me some potion.
Yeah, that's up to him if he wants to receive it.
You want to pay for it?
Yeah, I tell him like I know you gotta, yeah.
Never heard of someone selling potions before. That's an interesting idea.
Yeah,
Well-
I'll comp him the 25 gold to make a potion for me
Okay.
because he did. He has helped me with healing in the past and all that, and we're bros.
Handle that however you like.
Okay,
So you guys-
I'll give him the potion.
Yep.
And I think to myself, I made this at no cost.
Yeah.
No, by all means, we can
Um,
pay you for more potions if you want. It's fine.
you reach the town without any incidences. You don't run into any more creatures, no revenants. I mean, you hear wolves as usual. You hear insects, and maybe see the occasional fox or something right across the road, but nothing threatening.
And then
You're
the looming owl bear on the tree edge.
Of course. So I'm going to read this. The old Svalich Road meanders into a valley washed over by dark, brooding mountains to the north and south. The woods recede, revealing a sullen mountain berg surrounded by a wooden palisade. Thick fog presses up against this wall as though looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town aslumber. The dirt road ends at a set of sturdy iron gates with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. Planted in the ground and flanking the road outside the gates are a half-dozen pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them. Okay, yeah, and there are 2 guards, at the gate. As you get closer, you recognize them as being, they look like guards. Yeah, they have pikes and such.
Yeah, I turn to Cole and I ask him to ask the little one, the fire-headed one, what's up with the wolf heads?
I say, I don't know what's up with them. Oh, I mean, well, what was that, Bior?
Well, yeah, I mean, Colt's translating.
Oh,
you.
yes, he is definitely translating. Yes.
I'm assuming.
Okay.
Yes.
I just smile at you. It's like, okay.
I thought I was asking the kids on your shoulders, not one.
No, the the nameless one is from here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I asked Cole to ask her what's up with the wolf heads on
Oh,
pikes.
yeah. What do you think about these wolf heads?
I mean, literally, I said I don't know much about them to Bior just a second ago. When
Yeah. All you would know is that the town regularly deals with werewolves and regular wolves attacks. It's a constant threat in the area.
Oh.
Yeah, werewolves are a thing here.
Then I convey that information. Then it's like,
Yeah. It's rumored they're under the employ of Strahd, but nothing proven. Yeah.
Yeah, so she tells us that, werewolves.
werewolves.
Yep.
And they're under the control of Strahd. Apparently, rumor has it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not proven, but I don't know what you would assume, but yeah, that's fuck.
Kind of nod my head and I'm like, Cole, we need to get out of this fucking place.
I got
kids off
to the side.
Drop the kids off and let's go then.
Yeah, as you guys approach the gate, one of them raises his hand and says, "Hey, we don't recognize you. Where are you from?"
Put the kids down on the ground gently, and I walk up to these 2 guards, and I just stare at them menacingly, waiting for Cole to give me the command to kill.
I'm gonna look at the guards and say, well, we're definitely not the creatures you got hanging on these pikes behind us.
Yeah. I'm just like, we don't have to stand for this. We have rights, you know. I just poke his chest. He says, if you don't let us pass right now, I'm going to tell your superiors that you've been very rude to the Duke of Barovia.
He kind of glares at you and says, "Look, rat, we don't know who coming through here. Could be working for Strahd, could be a werewolf in disguise. We gotta keep the gates closed, and if we don't know you, we may not let you in here."
I mean, listen, we're
I
definitely
kinda
no
hear
friends
that.
of Strahd, and we're clearly not werewolves. I mean,
I
Yeah.
walk up and I pull out my silver short sword and I say, "Here, I can prove that I'm not a werewolf." And then I touch the silver on.
Yeah, he kind of narrows his eyes and then he kind of nods his head, like, "All right, you're okay, but I don't know anything about your friends."
ugh.
I kind of
Fine.
hold the sword out to everyone else and kind of motion to give it a touch. Put these guys at ease.
I
They seem
mean,
like the good guys.
I just like flip them my finger with the ring on it. It's like, there you go. Got the silver ring here, so shut up.
Yeah, so they just called my friend a rat.
Yeah.
And being on a ship, I don't like rats, and that's like super derogatory. You said it's a gate. Is
Yeah.
is it like someone has to lift the portcullis in order to get to the center, or is it just like
I'm
an
trying to find
entryway?
it out specifically. I think that if these are like, I think there's a gear and chain behind it that they would signal to and say, "Hey, raise the gate, lower the gate."
Yeah.
Actually, no, it could be locked. So, no, it's a padlocked big door. It's like a very sturdy chain and such on it. It's an iron gate attached to a larger complex of like a wood palisade.
Okay, so they have to unlock it from the outside, from where they're at.
Yeah. They can unlock. From when it's guarded like this, they have to unlock it from the outside.
You really?
Otherwise, they go inside.
I'm gonna smash their heads against each other.
Really?
Okay. I'll have you make that attack. That'll be your roll versus their like reaction time. So I'm gonna have to make like some sort of way they can anticipate that. I mean, they're already on guard. They're fucking literally guards, and they're investigating all of you. So
I hope so.
trying to see how they can defend against that. I'll make them do perception checks or insight checks to determine your intent. I'll just make them commoners. So, all right. So they do have actual character sheets, which is nice. All right, so insight. It's 1. I'm gonna see what that happens with that. That one does not. So you manage to grab one, and you hit it into the other. One falls unconscious. The other is just stunned. He's about to turn around and yell.
I'm gonna choke him.
Because you tied with him, I'm gonna let you do another attempt or anything else you want to do. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna choke him. That's
athletics
my
versus athletics. Let's see if you grapple him. All right, 16. Actually, choking would be more like Constitution. No. All right. Yeah, you managed to do so.
All right, so they're both.
Yeah, one is unconscious for being knocked out, like concussion. The other's sleeper hold. I guess you just prop them against the wall or let them sit where they are. There's also the problem when they wake up.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn to Cole and kind of shrug, I reacted.
I just say in Minotaur.
What do I do?
I just say in Minotaur to you, foolish. Yeah.
Well, you don't know Minotaur.
Well,
actually,
nonetheless, I say it perfectly to you. So.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I'm just gonna look
I
towards
didn't see
Bior and be
Jesus Christ!
and be like, your action, your consequence.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put my hands up in the air
We're not.
Yeah.
Guess
When they wake up, it's not gonna be great.
I guess I'll
Alright.
toss
Yeah.
them a rope and something to some cloth to put in their mouths.
I'm hang on. I think we can solve this. I write down a letter. We're sorry about our Minotaur friend, and put some gold in their pockets. It's
Probably
I
would
was
need to
gonna
be
bury
substantial.
them alive. That sounds a lot better.
I think we could just tie them up and leave them somewhere in the woods where they won't get murdered by werewolves.
We're going to have bounty hunters after us if we start attacking law enforcement. Right?
Yeah, there's all kinds of crazy shit that could happen depending on what you guys do here. If you killed them, then there would almost certainly be like an investigation into like what the fuck our guard just died.
Yeah.
Strangers came in from that side. That's really sketch.
Ooh, I know what to do. I have an idea.
All right.
Okay. His place has been attacked by wolves.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
And so here's what I can do. I can wild shape into a wolf. I can go up to each of the guards, and I can clamp down on their arm just enough like where it shows that I attack them both in wolf form. And then I could run off, and at the same time, you guys will be coming up on the road, and then like you'll be like, and like he'll be screaming like wolf attack. And then I'll run off,
You're,
and then I'll run,
you're literally
and then
crying wolf. You are aware of this.
Yeah.
and then I'll trying to continue my story, and then I will run off into the woods, and then I will just dismiss my wild shape, and then like I'll come out as like a traveler, you know.
I
And then-
love the idea. This could work. It's gonna have to be convincing in terms of like whoever's crying wolf and everything, and they run by and like, what happened? There's gonna be some sort of like question into that, but it's convincing enough. I like it.
But
That
they,
could work.
but they
One
still
question,
saw his
wouldn't
face.
They remember? Yeah,
Yeah.
Wouldn't they remember us before we knocked them out? Is the only problem.
Yeah.
Well,
If they're
the door-
alive-
The door's closed. We haven't unlocked it yet.
No, but I mean the two. If we leave them alive, they're gonna wake up.
There's a possibility that they could have a fuzzy memory, at least for a time.
Break their necks.
I mean, we could
It'd
do.
be a-
Yeah, I feel like we get out of this without angering the whole town is Stu's idea, but the guard. Which I don't
at the moment it's like assault and not great.
Well, you
but
can do the
that's-
wolf
that makes
part. You can do the wolf part in order to get the gate down, but I think we still need to pay off these guards to sort of not turn the law against us, because otherwise
Yeah,
you
I
might
mean-
have to kill them.
I did just send out bad reputation, but I'm pretty sure assaulting local law enforcement does kind of, yeah.
It's gonna outweigh that.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's minor.
These people are like terrified of Strahd and outsiders, especially like that are in line with that. So people just showing up at the gate, doing something like that would not be the best situation.
It's already not a great situation, but
Yep. Sorry,
so,
I
I mean-
reacted.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, bribing them could work. I'm just saying it technically could. It would be up to them to decide whether they want to go ahead with that or
Yeah,
just keep the gold. I mean, if they already had it. They could,
I
I
tried
look
like
at
a.
Stu,
oh,
or I look at Cole and I say, I like your plan, but I think the only way it works without us getting in trouble is if they die, and then you bite them. So.
yeah, and you're just
Tough on
killing innocent guards, which is
Yeah.
interesting on a moral perspective, but we'll
I
see.
mean, I don't like the idea of it, but it happened out of my control, kind of, and now
That's
it's
right.
kind of.
I am
a
very
heaviness.
immoral. I'm just gonna cover their nose and their mouths and just sit here and wait until I don't feel a pulse.
It's like, are we
My
just gonna
first
let him
instinct
do
is-
this?
That's up to you guys.
My mission is to destroy Strahd, and now it sounds like they're vampire or werewolves, which is a personal thing. So
Yeah,
Sounds
there
like-
are in the area.
it sounds like this is now an obstacle in my way, and the way I see it, my mission is more important than their
Yeah, 2 guards.
breath. Yeah, I need to complete my mission more than they need to.
Yeah, is he currently choking them? Because I'm gonna have to like convince him to stop.
That's a possibility. I mean, you guys, you have to decide on what you're going to do. It's got to execute a plan.
I'm not gonna stop them because I think the only way that this is gonna work.
Oh shit!
So
Yep. I'm gonna suffocate these 2 guards.
Yeah, I'm like, I do my charisma enhancement ability on myself, and I say in perfect Minotaur, please don't kill these guards. I have a plan to get you off of this. Please let me deal with this.
Okay. So you would have that with advantage. So that'd be what? Intimidation, persuasion?
It's persuasion. It's like
Yeah, any kind of charisma, I'm sure you're gonna beat me.
You roll that against his whatever. It'd be probably his own charisma. Depends on what it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can roll insight as well. He can.
Alright, so.
Oh damn! He beat me anyway. Fuck me.
Let me look at that for you. It might be slightly higher.
That's perception.
Oh.
Yeah, I know you misclicked. I'm just checking to see.
Oh.
He's not proficient in either, so it wouldn't make any difference. So yeah, unfortunately, you're not quite convincing. You're close, but not quite.
But I said it in perfect Minotaur. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's why I didn't give you any penalties.
Okay. It's like okay.
I mean, he doesn't. As far as from Bjor's perspective, that was almost convincing, and you're kind of surprised that she spoke such clean Minotaur. But you can act however you want. It's not convincing enough that you're like changing your position or thinking about it differently or scared or anything.
So I just wait for like
I'm just sitting here like, yeah, that's a good point. Shh, go to sleep.
Yeah, I just sit here for like the. Oh, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, as this goes on, I'm gonna tell Cole and Elvis, because I don't know if anyone else is listening. We are gonna have to accelerate your plan. You should turn into a wolf and hurry up and give them a bite, so that if someone finds them now, they'll think it was a werewolf instead of us. But you should do it sooner than later, so we thought.
My plan was not to kill these guards, and I'm gonna walk over to.
Oh, they already are dead if Bjor finishes. If Bjor finishes his thing, they're gonna just die out, be already dead, and you're just fucking with corpses at that point. But that's still your call. Morally, I don't know where you would lie on this.
Okay.
Bjor made his statement clear. Lucy and I understand as well. One tried. What are you gonna do?
I was gonna try too, but they're already dead. So.
No, you can still try. I'm gonna let you have a try. Attempt if you want to stop him.
They're not dead yet. I'm just
they're almost dead.
Continuing my grip on their airways.
And just wait.
Yeah, so I'm gonna walk up to Bjor and say, "You don't have to kill them." I'm saying this in Minotaur. Have to kill them. We can hit you out of this.
Yes. Virtually the same argument, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna make the DC smaller. I'm essentially making Bjor have a smaller amount of charisma versus your roll, whatever it is.
Because of your friendship. But yeah, I like rolling medicine to see if they're dead yet.
All right, so you gotta beat a 9, Cole, and then that will work.
Nah, one. We're killing the gods.
Yeah. All right, Bjor, you. This is convincing to you. You trust Cole.
Yeah, and I let go of their faces and just sit there like, well, what are we gonna do now?
I'm like, oh, thank fuck for that. Okay, so I get out paper and pen and I write down my convincing, my persuasion note to please forgive the Minotaur. He has very little control over himself.
I think I would oppose that because it incriminates us as the knocked out these guys.
Well, you already are. They're going to remember
Yeah,
eventually.
the only alternative
If
is
if they get conscious, unless you have none of you have any spells or anything like wipe their memory. So they had a talk with you. They ended up unconscious. That's the bare minimum they could put together.
Yeah, so I write down a 21 persuasion to please forgive them as I also bribe them some monies.
How much money makes a difference? These guys are not.
I'm gonna put 25 gold in each pocket.
That's pretty convincing. That's a lot of gold for a bribe.
Yeah.
For this kind of thing, even. And then is Cole going to do anything more?
I'm gonna. I'm also gonna put in all the silver that's in our party pocket,
Okay. Just adding to the bribe. I like it.
which is just like another 8 gold.
Yeah. Silver.
Because we have 86 silver.
Yeah. So
I'll just remove 80 silver from the party pocket.
yeah. Okay. So you add another 8 gold on top of that. All right. Then. So yeah, they have like 29 gold each.
And
Yeah. And then
like
I'm gonna roll right now. What happens? It's like whether they believe it or not, or whether they go along with it, and also how the other people react. Because they're gonna wake up in time. You don't stay unconscious very long for the sleeper hold.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a couple minute kind of thing. So let me do that.
yeah.
I mean,
Once we get everything all like situated, I'm actually gonna like help like wake them up.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll medicine to see if I can assist.
Yeah, that's all fine. Let me see here. So they're lawful good, but they're poor living here in all places, and that's a lot of gold. So they would be, I would say, a charisma check themselves versus make a DC of 15.
I mean, I
Make
rolled
it pretty high.
I rolled a 21
So
because
if
of that.
if they go over 15, then so one guard
Yep.
is fine with it.
I mean, I rolled a 21 because of my advantage on persuasion.
That's true. That is accurate. So either way, it doesn't matter. Like even my old days DC wouldn't matter. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, they kept the bribe. Everything's okay. I shouldn't have maybe shown the rolls, but whatever. Doesn't matter. Situation is handled, and they're leaning up against the wall, unconscious, and they'll be waking up shortly.
Okay.
Do you want to take a key, or what do you want to do with it? How do you open the gate?
I do want to take the key out of their pocket if we're. I don't want to be here and
Yeah.
wake up. So
Yeah, you can fight a key on one of them. That
I'm
opens
like,
the gate.
hang on, we might be able to. Is there guards on the other side?
You don't know.
Don't know. Don't care. Don't want to be here.
Because I could like tell them to open the bridge. These guys are hurt. I've got pretty decent persuasion active right now.
Mm,
Yeah, that can happen.
So I'm just gonna shout over. Oh please, these guys are hurt. Please. Oh, it's good for its advantage.
That, I mean, yeah, that's really good for you. That would have been very bad otherwise. They would have suspected you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the gate opens. They come out. So 2 more guards come out from the other side, having heard the ruckus, and look at the guards, look at you, and they're kind of confused, like how did this happen? But they're still more concerned for their friends. They're kneeling down.
Yeah.
They're kind of looking at you, kind of not understanding.
So I just deceive them and with advantage again because it lasts for an hour and say, yeah, we just found these guys. We were just trying to enter inside and we just saw them.
I don't know if you already rolled.
Oh, I mean, what you gonna
If
say?
you can go at the same time, or you can oppose it. You can do
No,
anything
I was
you
gonna
want.
say like I don't think like you should try. I think that you should let the guards try to convince their friends
Because I'm
that that we are good.
Yeah,
I'm pretty.
the- that will help when they get up. I mean, we'll see what happens. Let me do an insight check. One believes you. The other one believes you, so you're fine.
Okay.
They're like, Okay, but just keep your hands to yourself while you're in here.
Oh, of course.
We've had a lot of werewolf attacks recently, and we got to be careful of outsiders. But they're more like concerned about the guards than anything else. Like they're looking around, thinking that there might be some of the threat here. They do suspect you to an extent. They're suspicious of you, but not in a bad way. Not in a sense that they're gonna like you need to come with us or whatever. They're more focused on their people
sure.
right
When
now.
they
might question you later.
when they mention the werewolves, I'm gonna kind of perk up whichever one said it.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask them, "What do you mean werewolves? Where do they? Have you seen many around here?"
They come from the forest nearby and either infiltrate themselves into the city or more like a town, into the town, and or just straight up attack the guards on the walls. They say that Strahd is using them to get to us, but nobody knows for sure. I have all the same. A lot of people have died here, and a lot more have shown up recently. We don't know why.
Have there been? How recently was the last attack?
I had to make it up myself. I'm gonna say 2 nights ago.
Okay.
And then he kind of points motions toward one of the pikes, and it does look more fresh than all the others. The others are like skulls or close to skulls, sloughing off flesh.
And then I ask him, "Do you know somewhere I could get my weapon silver to help combat?"
He's kind of confused about your priorities, but he's like, yeah, I mean, of course, we have a smith here that can do that. We needed it. And he's like, you'll find it in town, but he kind of, let me look at the map really quick and says where it specifically is, so he can give you like a
That's what
direction.
I was just trying to specifically figure out what to tell us.
Yeah, I don't know specifically.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that. What is this? There's some stuff here that doesn't have full description, so I'm checking to see what it is. All right, that's not what I was thinking. I'm just gonna say that there's a smith in the town, and he gives you directions to it. And as far as where it actually is right now, I'll decide in a moment. But he does give you directions all the same,
Excellent.
so you know where it is.
Did we have any questions about the riddles we got that they might be able to answer?
I mean, I
Yes, you could ask them.
I mean, I don't remember them. I'm literally asking in general to the boy.
I thought we were heading towards this god.
Yeah, I'm pulling back my notes up to help remind you.
Mm.
It's not like in character. Your characters should forget that quickly.
Hey, real quick, I gotta head off and help my girlfriend with her car, her batteries.
That's fine. We were gonna be
Finishing soon.
stopping soon.
Okay, well, bye.
Bye.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, it's no problem. Take it easy, man.
Yeah.
See ya.
Talk to
It
y'all
was
later.
fun.
That's great.
I am gonna ask the guards, however, if there's a place that will shelter children, like maybe if there's an orphanage or a church or something. A temple.
Yeah, he nods right away, and he kind of sees the children back in the cart a ways away, and says, "Yes, that the church would take in orphans. It's a common occurrence around here with the attacks and the land being as it is in general."
So actually, I don't know if I should do this joke, so I just won't, because it's political.
Oh, I know the joke you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes. but yeah, he mentions the church. There might be other places. And he said, makes a note of there's plenty of urchins around the place too, kids that fend for themselves. It's just places, a hard life.
Yeah, I'm like, that's no life for a child. I should know.
Like, yeah, I agree. And he shows like he like pulls his collar aside a bit, and you can see like a bite mark on his shoulder, but it's a human bite mark.
Oh, jeez.
Like, yeah, I got in a scrap with a kid once over a slice of bread.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, and he's implying that he himself had that lifestyle. Yeah, I'm trying to look for the stuff on the card you got read, but I can't find anything right this second. But either way, they helped you as much as they can so far, unless you have any other last minute questions. They're focusing primarily on waking up their friends who are starting to come to.
Nope. All right. We'll see you guys later. I walk past and into the.
All right.
Hmm.
Want to stick around.
I understand.
I'm gonna go drop the kids off, get all the paperwork done.
I will also
Nice.
head to the church.
Okay. What about you, Warren? Do you guys have-
Yeah, I head to the church as well. Yeah, just
Okay. Let me move everybody into the town.
and I like why aren't
Biological mother, UNK. Biological father, UNK.
I-
Place of birth.
I'm
Yeah.
not getting the joke.
And he doesn't know anything about them.
It just means I don't know anything about them.
Oh,
Yeah, they're just random children.
Oh yes, I'm like
UNK means unknown.
yeah, I didn't get that. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I figure one of you, actually, I know at least, I'll let him shop out a game as far as you're going to a smith. Did you say you want to go on 2-2, Lucian? I don't remember what you said.
Yeah, I mean, I'd also like to go to the smith, but since Cole is taking the kids to the church, I also want to go there. See about some holy water, so I'll stop there first.
Might as well wait until next time when the
Yeah, we'll be doing shopping itself over the break
Okay.
Yeah.
between the games. Anything else of a church with the kids? Yeah. Let me see about that really quick. Just making sure that they're there at this time. Yeah, it's a church to the Morning Lord. It's the St. Angel Church to Lathander. You meet a man named Father Lucian Petrovich. He is an optimistic fellow for this area in general. He greets you warmly and sees the children and immediately has an idea of like why you're here. And it's like,
It's like don't
hello.
look at me. Don't look at me. They're not my kids.
It's like greetings. I don't know what to call you, my elven brother. He's just being polite, and he says, "What brings you to this glorious temple to Lathander's brilliant form?"
Okay.
And he kind of looks around and kind of brings out his arm and makes note of of all the different statues, and just in general the place is pretty nice. It's not amazing, but for this area it is. It's pretty impressive. Definitely nicer than the last one you saw.
Yeah, I was going to ask him, did you have any vampires in your basement by any chance?
He kind of looks at you, a perplexed look, kind of cants his head to the side, and shakes his head. And
It's like, never mind. It's just last experience in the church we had. Anyway.
he just kind of gives a small nod, and he kind of shrugs his shoulders, and then looks back at Cole and again at the kids, and then you notice yourselves that you see a couple different children moving about themselves. A young boy, actually most of them are boys. A couple girls though are working with like a nun or someone that looks like the equivalent of a nun in this world. Yeah, not a whole lot. Otherwise, there's some adults here from the village, just praying and speaking to one another. Many of them look tired and scared and just in a negative state of emotion. But the children are doing relatively okay by comparison.
It's like those kids of yours don't look particularly happy. You why is that?
He kind of looks around the whole area and the entire building. It says, "It's a hard life here in Barovia in general, and there have been many werewolf attacks as of late. It's taken a toll on people's spirits, as well as even taken some of their lives."
Can you tell me anything about these werewolf attacks?
Not necessarily anything specific, but I can say that the last one was 2 nights ago. We lost an older man, a guard. He was more middle-aged, and he was being inattentive during a night shift and got his throat torn out by a werewolf that had climbed up the wall, taken him down from one of the the watchtowers near the south corner. And he kind of motions that direction.
That's terrible. Kind of look
at that one specifically.
And I kind of look at him. Wow, so your name's Lucian. Mine is too. You wouldn't happen to be a werewolf either, would? And then I kind of jokingly say, but I can ask.
Yeah. He chuckles a little bit, kind of taken back by a strange joke, but all the same, he's like a very welcoming and warm person. So he laughs politely all the same, and he says, "I hope not. That would cause a lot of problems for my faith." And then he kind of gives a big smile. It's very sincere, and in general, he seems like a nice guy.
So
and
since he's being sincere,
yeah, if you want to do anything more intense than that, but yeah, he seems sincere. Yeah, it doesn't seem suspicious. He looks to the children and he says, "Are these under your protection? These children, they seem hungry." And it's not like he's implying that you're mistreating them, but he just wonders like if he can help.
In a sense, they're under our protection. Oh, if you want to speak, yes.
Temporarily under our protection, they were taken by kidnapping cannibals, and we thought to bring them here and hope to find shelter for them.
Yeah, he kind of furrows his brow and he says, "Old bone grinder, perchance?" He's kind of like asking about whether it was the windmill.
How do you know of this woman?
It's a rumor. He's asking whether you came from there specifically.
I mean,
and if he gets any confirmation of that, then what he says is, "We've heard tales or heard stories of a coven, a small coven of hags that takes up residence nearby and consumes children of all things
Mm.
to sustain their own wicked ways, and he's visibly sad and angry and just torn up in general, which is unusual for his normally more upbeat and optimistic self.
Unfortunately, it
I
was
see.
no rumor. So, oh, go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. I said, yeah. Well, there was a coven there. Killed two. The third got him.
Unfortunate. Hopefully, she'll remain gone, but I thank you all the same for dealing with this problem. You may take up, you may rest here anytime you like, if you need to.
I mean, you don't seem to have a lot of space with all these kids about, but we're more than able to take care of ourselves. I'm pretty sure. These
All the same.
these
I am
kids, on the
grateful
other hand, less so.
ridding of this evil. And then he nods to the children and kind of steps closer and kneels down, and he asks, "What happened to your parents?" They then respond. They kind of hesitate at first, and the young girl kind of hides more behind the boy, and the boy speaks up and says, "Remember, these aren't related, but they're still like close to each other in spite of everything."
They went through trauma.
Yeah, exactly. They're more bonded through trauma in that regard. And they knew each other by the time. They were both from the same village. And they said, our parents sold us for... they sold us for bread. He's like, he kind of looks past the priest and doesn't really understand the significance of the bread, and doesn't really know why, and he just shakes his head in dismay, looking at the floor. He's a little shy and scared because he's been taking all these different places, seeing a bunch of different things. He's in a totally new place. He's never been here.
Yeah.
And then the priest looks back up at Cole and asks, "Would you like to leave them here with us? Although we have many here already, we can still feed a few more mouths if you need. If you'd like, it's safer here than outside the walls."
That was our intention, yes.
He smiles and nods, and he kind of motions for the kids to meet up with another orphan, an older boy, like a teenager, probably about 15 or 16, perhaps, who has a shovel on his back. He just had entered from outside, and he looks to the priest and then looks at the children, and he nods and knows exactly what to do. And he, from a distance away, you hear whispering between the three, and he then escorts them off. The children look back at Cole and the rest of the party and give small smiles, kind of grateful that you did this.
I asked the priest. They said before that they had someone they would like to stay with in another village, but we can't go back. If we were to come back after our tasks are finished, would we be able?
That would be up to them, of course. Even if they are young, we're not going to tell them what they, or intervene into such an extreme extent. You seem like good enough folk. So if you come back and they still want to leave, then we'll give them to your care again.
Okay.
But again, this place is quite safe. He's not being like extra pushy or anything. He's just trying to emphasize that this place isn't bad.
Yeah. I just wanted to know what his stance was and go back to.
Yeah.
Then other than that, I just want to know if he'll be willing to either sell me some holy water or give me some.
It says, I had to pick up something myself. I'm going to say I have a few vials, but we like to keep them in our own possession in the event of werewolf attacks, or even the local guards will maybe use them for investigations and the like. But I can spare maybe two vial, a vial at best. And he's kind of like thinking about it in his head and trying to remember how much he has and all the stuff, where it's used and all that is kind of spread thin. So he says, I can go get it for you if you'd like.
Yes, if that's fine.
Okay.
All right. He'll quick like leave up to the to a side like little closet area, and then put some boxes aside, take a small vial from one of them, and close the door behind him, head over to you, hand it to you, and he says, could you please make a donation to the church? And he's however much you're willing to pay, it would be sufficient.
Yeah, I'll give him 9 silver.
Okay.
9 silver.
He takes that, and he has a more simple look on his face, in the sense that he thinks that you're being slightly cheap, but all the same that he accepts it all the same. He's not going to ever turn anything down, and he just smiles at you and nods. It's like it's way below the value of holy water, but he doesn't say anything.
I thought he was, giving it to me out of the kindness of his heart. But
He was kind of, he was framing it in that he can't make money himself, so it's.
So he wants me to pay. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How much would? Okay. So
Normally, like that, I think it would be like 50 gold.
I thought it was like 25 at the most.
Yeah, so it'd be more like if you would expect from you, like reasonable would be at least 25 gold.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
Okay, so why he was away getting the holy water? You said this kid, this teenager with a shovel, was here.
Yeah, he's already left. He had like dirt on him and stuff. He seemed like he had some work clothes on him. He was working somewhere nearby, out a door on the other side of the church, outside.
Then
he came in and helped with the kids.
And
take them somewhere else.
You said he was 15 or 16 looking?
Yeah.
I go off looking for him.
Sure. I was wrong about the gold, the holy water price. It's actually 25 gold pieces normally. So if you want to pay him 15, that would be fine.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say never mind, but that I'm going to pay 15. So I'll give him 15.
He smiles wider as you add more to his hand. And he says, "Thank you, my child," and gives you a gentle pat on the arm, and then puts it in his pocket.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I want.
Okay. Anything more?
I'm gonna give him a 5 gold.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, put this towards food, clothing, any type of repairs on the roof. You don't want water leaking. Just make sure that your place still stands.
Yeah, he gives another large smile to Cole, and very much impressed by your kindness and your consideration. And he nods again. He doesn't really say much other than thank you. You've done much good for this town. I hope you all can stay here and or look into the werewolf attacks. You seem like a lot of capable, good folk.
Who would I ask about if I were?
What am I saying? I'm saying perhaps the town guard. One of the nobles might have insight into the politics and know more of any specific details, but that's kept out of. The information is kept away from the common population because the information can get back to spies
Strahd.
within the town. Yeah, and Strahd, just in general. We wouldn't want the werewolves to know that we know anything about them specific until we can execute some kind of plan.
Cool.
And then you see words appear in front of your eyes. The quest has been added to your journal.
Yes.
Side quest added.
Yeah, and the exclamation point that was hovering above his head disappears.
Press J for journal.
Okay.
Yep.
So, did I manage to find that kid?
Yeah, eventually you caught up with him. He had escorted the children into a living area.
Mm.
There was a bunch of different cots and beds, like bunk beds and the like, and another part of the church.
Sure.
Yeah, I actually have to go quick. Sorry.
No problem.
Okay.
I'll
Yep.
catch
Pretty
you
much done.
You're about to miss something quite special, but okay.
See ya.
Anyway, because of my troublemaker flaw, I'm basically going to go up to this teenager and like, "Hey, handsome, what might what might your name be?" It's like,
He's kind of caught off guard by that. He doesn't really interact with girls his age very often at all.
Mm.
So he's like really kind of shy and stunted by this. Like he's like, what? But what she says to you is he says, hi, where are you from?
I'm from Barovia. What's Wallachia? Is it?
It's Wallachia.
Yeah. I'm from Wallachia myself. But I must say the boys there aren't nearly half as handsome as you.
Coming out so strong.
Yeah.
He is kind of surprised by sort of aggressive behavior. He went from 0 to 100. So he's just kind of confused again, leans back against the wall further to an extent where he's almost falling over, leaning on his shovel, and he says, "Oh well, I don't know you. I've never seen you before, but I have no reason to doubt you."
Mm.
He's kind of blushing and falling over almost, trying to put some distance between you because he's just really uncomfortable. He doesn't really know what to say.
Sure. So I'm just gonna say, well, I don't really have a name, but you could call me one if you'd like. Everyone else does, and you will be, and you would be, I say.
He's kind of blushes more and tries to stand back up straighter, nearly kicking out the shovel that he was leaning on before, and then he says, "My name, Milivaj." He kind of tries to break into a smile.
It's like Milivaj.
He's actually he's not an unattractive guy. He's above average for the region, but not like amazing. Probably like a 7.8 out of 10 kind of guy.
Oh no, this is clearly only because of the troublemaker flaw. So,
Yeah, and relative to the typical people of this area, he's like a 9 out of 10. The people here are ugly. Not a great place.
Wow. Okay. As I've forgotten his name entirely, but whatever's. I just
That's
like
Milivaj.
I just like stroke
Sorry,
his arm. It's like, ooh, oh, you must work out a lot with that shovel. Ooh. This is not going to get too physical, by the way. I just want.
Yeah, he chuckles nervously, and he's like, kind of still leaning away. He really doesn't know what the hell is going on. This girl just showed up out of fucking nowhere. He's like, "Thank you. Is there anything I could help you with?" He steps back. He's polite, so he's not being like creepy or leaning too much into it.
Oh, it's like, oh no. I just hope I'll get to see more of you later on. But for now, I think I'm what's it called? Piqued your interest enough, and just walk off.
He kind of just looks at you with a perplexed look. He's trying to digest all this incoming information, going from working and all this other stuff to something else entirely. So yeah, he just then looks away at the and then toward the ground, and he's trying to figure this all out. He looks kind of perplexed, and he says, "Yeah, I'll see you later."
And then they go back to the group. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Anything more before we end the session?
No, I'm not going to be doing anything. I'm just going to... If we are going to stay in town, then I'm just going to take the time to make another potion.
Yeah, I'm going to put some people in different places and put you guys down. Let's put Cole over here in the church.
And I'm just gonna tell the priest about the bread was probably the cannibal baked goods of those hags those children were talking about, and that this is a bad situation. You might want to go to certain villages they've attacked and maybe pick up a couple of needy children there. Investigate.
He would respond to this, and like he already had heard the rumors, but he didn't know how bad it was. He doesn't. Between Barovia and Vallaki, they don't communicate so often that he would know everything about what's going on there. But he would all the same say, that is really grave news. I will see what I can do about perhaps heading out there and
not necessarily yourself. I know you're pretty busy around here, but if you have any available other priests you might be able to send, or a guard with information to investigate it.
Yes, I have someone I might be able to send. Again, taps his finger against his chin, thinking on it more and trying to come up with an idea, see if he can try to maybe send somebody out to Barovia village and see if there's whether they can look into the bread, the dream pastries, and the children disappearing and all that.
Yeah, I'm like, I certainly hope it's not that young man I've just met with the shovel.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
That would be terrible.
Yeah, it might just be. We'll see. I have to think about like who he knows and what he has available to him as resources. Anyway, everybody right now is at the church, which you can see is on the west side, over there.
Okay. So I think I'm good for the session.
Okay.
If Stu is, yeah.
Stu?
I'm done. I'll just be concocting another potion.
Yeah. When we start next time, I'll be going into like where all the places are, and we can do some stuff in retrospect, like retroactively. Like you guys, if you wanted to, you could have like headed somewhere else from the church. But for the most part, everybody would stay together, went to the church. Maybe Bjorn went off his own to the store, which I still need to decide as far as where that is, because there isn't like an actual smith in the town with like an established character. But I'm definitely gonna come up with one.
I mean, the town that's
all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was a pretty decent session.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I almost fought a minotaur.
Yeah. That was a weird situation. He just dropped at our feet, like, oh my.
Yeah. Neutral good. I'm not gonna let you kill guards.
Yeah, I was gonna say it would be kind of weird if Cole, Darius, well, mostly Cole and one, but a little bit of Darius as well, or just let him kill him.
I mean, I tried.
Yeah.
What I could do.
Luckily,
Yeah.
my persuasion passed.
Yeah.
I just rolled high because I mean, like I have a 0
Yeah,
on that skill.
yeah, and I made it easier for you to do, but it was a combination of like uh, one already having talked to him, you knowing him already, you speaking to him in Minotaur, and that kind of shit. Yeah, you're more convincing to him because you know him better. I mean, everybody's gotten closer relatively, but all the same, you still know each other better.
Yeah. If that didn't work, then Flame Blade would have been its action.
And that probably would have worked, I imagine. I mean, I can't speak for Mark, but him being intimidated like that
Yeah,
by
I'm sure,
you of all people would probably work.
I'm sure he wouldn't kill him, just knock some sense into him. So.
Yeah, he was over.
I would like to summon the Flame Blade, and then I'd be like, hold me back, like nobody's holding me back.
Yeah, but it would go over better for you if they like put all the blame on one person. But then Bjord probably, I mean, if he killed them, it would be terrible for him. He would be on the run. If he just assaulted them, it would have been much less bad. They probably would have thrown him in jail for a couple days, if that, and then or probably a fine.
I mean, it's the money
Yeah,
I gave
really
them
good.
wasn't exactly a bribe. It was more like paying for the damages. It's like, sorry.
Yeah, they interpret it as a bribe, all the same, but they don't really care. And you just managed to convince everybody and all that, greasing up palms. That problem is now solved.
10 days of hard labor.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really anticipate that sort of thing could happen, so I'd have to think about what could happen to Bjork, because, yeah, I had to come up with all that on the fly, because I just didn't ever anticipate that they would do something like that. Like, oh, they're going to run into the guards, yeah, they're going to have to persuade them to get in. They do, and everything's fine. Not ramping up to violence that quickly.
Yeah, not like I grabbed their heads and smashed them together. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Here we go.
And the thing is, it was so surprising. There was no real way we would be able to anticipate to stop that.
Yeah.
It was like I was walking over to, well, I was directing myself over to Bushin because he had the silvered weapon, and I was just gonna like hold my arm out, and so I don't know like where he was standing like compared, like to everybody else. So like I might have like not even seen him until the action had already completed.
It was weird. It could have been handled a lot cheaper than that, but it's exciting stuff, So gave us a problem we had to work through. So
Yeah, I did like that fight though.
Oh yeah, the hag fight has a perfect difficulty level, and
yeah.
I
was having some like really good rolls the entire fight too.
Yeah, you had some good luck. You stole all of Darius's.
And I was able to use the environment.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Advantage.
And you can do stuff like that. You can jump out windows.
Even though like I went like solo, that's what I wanted to do. Like I wanted to keep the enemies like separate.
Yeah, that was an important thing that you did. And by doing that, you prevented them from being able to cast high-level spells as a group. That would have been devastating.
oh jeez, I had no idea that was a
Because
problem.
one of the spells they could cast is like makes everybody blind and poisoned. I think it's like really bad.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Like I was just thinking multiple enemies, close quarters. I'm taking this outside.
Yeah. It was the right way to think about it.
Accidentally correct then, but yeah, it's like the only way I could kind of think of people dying inside that kind of situation is like if we don't properly work together as a team, or if we get extremely unlucky with like nat ones and shit, or like kind of like the mistake I did by trying to dodge out the way and got hit in the back like that.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a mistake. That could have worked fine if
Yeah.
you would have native.
A risk.
And she
A
rolled
risk
high.
I took. There you go.
Yeah, she got a crit. I
Yeah.
think.
But yeah.
Also, having a 2 healers in the group is like really good. Instead
Yeah.
of just having like one player like do it for everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
You splitting the responsibility between yourselves has been working out well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I get to be like a kind of medical doctor, and you get to be a healing kind of healer. So
Yeah.
magic healer. Yeah.
Yeah, one is very good at keeping people alive out of combat and even in combat occasionally. But primarily, like you can do a lot of good out of combat. And then Stu, that's the Cole is actually just pretty potent too. In general, you work well together in that regard.
Yeah, that
And we
one.
got the damage in terms of like the Blood Hunter and yours pretty crazy. Once he gets he silvers his great axe, he'll be in a lot better place.
Yeah, that
That's something
bonus
we can help him
that
out
bonus
with.
action healing is very effective. It's like, oh, that's saved many of us from dropping. It's like, ah.
Yeah, it's a nice resource to have.
Mm.
And then Darius he had a bad luck this time, but his extra little damage and stuff he throws in there, he's very versatile, and he's gonna get stronger and stronger as the game goes on, because he's gonna get access to more utility style spells. Even as an evocation mage, he's gonna still have good stuff like that.
Well, as soon as though I have you both here, when are you thinking you'll go back to the other campaign?
Whenever I decide to take a break, as well as whenever Stu is willing.
I mean, I'm actually enjoying this campaign more than I was expecting, but it was. I still wanted to know roughly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's. I mean, like I've had my break, and this was gonna pretty much be up to Shane. I mean,
After
like, when we
he's
get to
had
the
his
point,
fill.
like where like you just don't like have that drive anymore, you know?
Yeah, I